better opportunities and a better lifestyle. I am so excited today because I wanted to share with you all some really good information that's going to help you start repairing your credit the fast and easy way, as well as the right way. Now, here's the thing. I see a lot of misinformation spreading on the internet all of the time, things that really get people in trouble when it comes to disputing on their credit reports, specifically dealing with collection accounts, dealing with disputing on your credit reports. And one question that I always get is, Jerry, should I pay on this collection account? Should I make the payment? Should I call them and pay? Before you do, let's talk about a couple of things that you should know before you take that route. Because paying it is an option, not paying it is also an option as well when you know a few key things. So let's kind of review that, right? Let's review some of the things that you should know before you start disputing anything on your credit, before you start trying to tackle negative accounts on your credit reports. Because if you're struggling with collections or charge-offs or repossessions or bankruptcy, defaulted student loans, charged off credit cards, it's a little hard to figure out where you should put your energy, how you can start repairing your credit and getting that bad debt removed off of your credit reports and just overall restoring your good name so that you can get approved for those credit cards, so that you can get approved for those homes, those loans, and whatever your little heart desires, because you should have the power to get approved for what you need. You should also have the power to get approved for what you need at the best rates, because when you get approved for the best rates, you get to save more money. But it's hard to save money when your credit report is loaded with collection accounts and a lot of other, negative information. So let's kind of review some of the things that you should know before you start disputing anything on your credit reports. Because if you're struggling with collection accounts specifically, or anything for that matter that's eating away at your credit scores, then you gotta know a couple of your consumer rights. You gotta know about your consumer rights before you start taking that leap. So what I want to do is I want to talk to you guys about the power of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So, people are always stressing themselves out, especially around this time. A lot of people are getting notices in the mail. A lot of creditors are hitting y'all up by mail, phone, all of that to see, can we get a payment? Can you make $100 payment, a $200 payment? Can you pay the whole balance in full? I know you got that stimulus check and they want to see, can they get some debt out of you? Can they get some payments out of you? Because, we're in the middle of a recession and a lot of people are going to go delinquent on their loans, are going to go delinquent on their credit cards. It's just the way it is. But banks, creditors, they all want to get paid. But what if you can't pay them? What if the stuff that's on your credit report doesn't even belong to you? Or what if it does belong to you, but there's a couple of things just ain't right? Well, you should know that even if you know the account belongs to you on your credit, you have the right to dispute it. What? Say what, Jerry? Yes, you have the right to dispute anything that you think is inaccurate, erroneous, outdated on your credit reports according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull up the Fair Credit Reporting Act because I just like to show it to people so that we can walk through it together and you know how you can start leveraging it to clean up your credit. So let's hop on over here to the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Let me know if you guys can see this okay. Put a 1 in the comments if you can see this okay, a 2 if you cannot see it at all. 1 in the comments if you can see it okay, 2 in the comments if you cannot see it at all. And I've got some 1s in the comments. Cool, awesome. So now that you can see the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you should know that this comes directly from the the Federal Trade Commission website. Okay, I was going to say the Fair Credit Reporting Act. the Federal Trade Commission. They house all of your rights. They really regulate with credit bureaus and creditors and credit card companies, what they do, okay, how they can communicate with you, how they can do business with you, and they protect you. So if you're not really, familiar with the FTC, you can hop on over to ftc.gov and, get a little more familiar with what they do. But this is the Fair Credit Reporting Act, okay? It's about 4 pages, about 3 pages really. And it's something that you really should know because it's difficult to repair your credit if you don't know what your rights are. It's kind of similar to hiring a lawyer. It's the best way I can describe it. It's like hiring a lawyer. Would you hire a lawyer that didn't know the laws? Probably not. And so that's what we as credit repair professionals do. We help you leverage your rights as a consumer to get negative, erroneous, outdated, inaccurate information removed off your credit reports, whether you know it belongs to you or not. So if you know the collection accounts belong to you, if you know the charge-off account belongs to you, if you know the bankruptcy account belongs to you, no sweat. You can still challenge it. You can still dispute it. And here's why. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About 9, 10, 11, about 12 things that you should know about the Fair Credit Reporting Act. The first thing is everything on your credit report must be told if information in your file is used against you. So for instance, if you go to a creditor, right, and you apply for a car loan or a credit card, if you apply for anything, then if you're denied, they have to send you a letter to tell you why. So people always ask me, well, Jerry, I applied for this credit card and I got denied. I get that, but why? Why did they deny you? There are several reasons why you would get denied for something. It could be the balances on your credit cards. It because you don't have enough credit history. It could be because you opened up too many accounts at one time. There's a lot of different reasons why you would get denied for something. But if you are, they have to tell you why. If you also have the right to know what is in your file. Okay, so you can request to obtain any information that that the consumer reporting agencies have on you. So if a person takes adverse action against you because of information in your credit report, you are entitled to a free file disclosure, meaning a free credit report. So if whenever you're denied, you can request a credit report right after that and you can get it for free. There's a lot of different reasons why this happens, but mainly because of fraud. Most people, they don't even know that a lot of information on their credit reports is actually inaccurate. You'll be surprised at how many inaccuracies you could find on your credit report, because quite frankly, there's 26, 27 different ways to dispute something on your credit. So, just kind of figuring out what's inaccurate on your credit is how you start disputing negative accounts on your credit reports. Number 2, you are a victim of identity theft and you place a fraud alert on your file, you are entitled to a free credit report. If your file contains inaccurate information as a result of fraud, like let's say, for instance, your friend or your family member decided to open up a card in your name, or maybe open up a light bill, gas bill when you were 2. Well, that's fraudulent information because you did not open that account. Somebody else did. So you can get that removed from your credit reports. If you are on public assistance and if you are unemployed but expect to apply for employment within 60 days, because some employers do pull your credit reports. So it's always really good to just know where your credit stands, especially when you're job shopping. If you're job shopping, then you really should know your credit reports and your credit scores, depending on, what kind of job that you're really applying for. But if you have any of these things going on, you are entitled to a free credit report. Now, granted, you can get a credit report for free at annualcreditreport.com every 12 months. Every single, revolving 12 months, you can get a absolutely free credit report at annualcreditreport.com. However, you will not get your score. You will only get your report. So if you want your scores, you'll have to sign up for a credit monitoring service. I'll pop that in the comments in the description below for you guys so you can get access to a credit monitoring service, because quite frankly, you really want access to all 3 of your credit reports and scores if you really want to be in the know. But if any of this happens to you, you are entitled to a free credit report. You also have the right to ask for a credit score. Now, let's say, for instance, you request your credit report because you want to go apply for a mortgage, or you want to go apply for a car loan. Well, in most cases, you will have to pay for it, right? You will have to pay for it if you request it from a lot of these even agencies. If you go pull your credit report at TransUnion, Experian, or Equifax, they are going to make you pay for it. But you can get your free score from any lender if they pull your credit reports. So whenever your credit reports are pulled, either by a credit card company, a mortgage loan company, an auto loan company, they have to show you what your FICO credit scores are. They have to show you the credit score that they're using to give you the approval or the rejection. So you are entitled to that. This right here is like my favorite one. You have the right to dispute incomplete or inaccurate information on your credit reports. So if you do find that something on your credit report is incomplete or inaccurate, and you report it to the consumer reporting agencies, which is TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, they are required to investigate your claim. They have to investigate your claim. According to the FTC, they have to investigate your claim. So, you have to go through the whole disputing method. You have to go through the sequence of disputing inaccurate or negative accounts in your credit reports. But regardless, you have the right to dispute inaccurate information on your credit reports. Well, what is inaccurate information? Well, it could be the balance. It could be the payment history. It could be the account number. It could be a whole lot of different things. There's 26 different ways to dispute something on your credit reports. But just know that, you do have the right to do that, even if the account is yours. So just find the inaccuracies, all the inaccuracies, wherever they are, find them and then dispute them. Okay, that's the most legitimate way to go about disputing information on your credit reports, and it's the most effective. We get 70 to 75, if not more, deletions on our clients' credit reports just by using these methodologies and leveraging your rights as a consumer. There are other laws that you should really know about as a consumer that you're protected under when it comes to credit bureaus, creditors, but this is really the starting point. And we talk more about this in our Fly Credit University membership. So you can learn more about all of your consumer rights. But if you really want to start at the beginning, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which is what we're looking at right now, will give you the guidance to get started. You should also know that consumer reporting agencies must correct or delete inaccurate, incomplete, or unverifiable information. They have to do this, and they have to do it within 30 days. Okay, so if they report something and it's inaccurate on your credit reports, then you can move on to another step. We'll talk about that in a second. But just know that they have to remove it. They have to. They have to. So they have to remove any inaccurate, any incomplete, or any unverifiable information. Consumer reporting agencies may not report outdated negative information, meaning if your debt is already past your state's statute of limitations, they can no longer report it on your credit. Now, a lot of you guys got to be careful with this, because if you're disputing old accounts, you're going to re-age them. And if you re-age your accounts, or even if you make a payment on it, it's going to re-age the account. And so you're going to start that time clock all back over if you do. Now, some companies do this illegally. They do this legally. So it's really important for you to be very, very aware of what's on your credit reports, when it started reporting on your credit reports, all the details reporting were related to your credit. You really have to know all of that so that you don't fall into this trap that a lot of creditors, collection agencies, that they really will trap you in if you're not aware. So, don't really pay on anything old. Don't, re-age any accounts. Don't spark up anything new, because if you do, it's going to have a negative impact on your credit scores, okay? Access to your file is limited. So a consumer reporting agency may provide information about you only to people with valid need, which is landlords, creditors, insurers, anybody that wants to grant you credit or loan you some money. I know a lot of people always ask me, well, Jerry, as a credit repair person, why don't you pull my credit? Because as a credit repair agency, as a credit repair consultant, I can't legally pull your credit reports because I'm not lending you anything. The only people that can ever legally pull your credit reports is someone that's lending you something. So if they're not lending you anything, or if they're not providing you housing or something that's important like that, then we just can't do that. So we don't have the power to pull your credit reports. So that's why you have to really monitor your reports month by month by month. It's so important to monitor your credit reports if you're not already monitoring your credit reports, because it's just, in my opinion, I'm kind of real anal about my credit scores. I don't know about y'all. I had this one client that she said she checks her credit scores every single day 8 times. 8 times. Now, I'm not as obsessive as that, but I am pretty obsessive about my credit. And so if you don't really want to be obsessive, you don't have to be obsessive, but I would say at least check your credit score once a week. Check it at least once a week, at a minimum once a month. Just have some type of credit monitoring service open. That way you'll know what's going on with your credit at all times. So, always be in the know. Just make sure that you don't ever just let anybody pull your credit all willy-nilly. Make sure that you're always protecting your credit scores. You may limit pre-screened offers of credit and insurance based on information in your credit report. Now, the thing that you should know about credit bureaus is that they are not federal agencies. They're just private companies that store your information. They store your payment information. They store any creditor, the list of creditors that you do business with. And they really just get that from other creditors. They get that from other companies that you're doing business with. And they report this information to the credit bureaus. But the credit bureaus are just private entities. They're private entities that store information. And that information that they store, your name, address, payment history on your accounts, job history, address history, a lot of just history, right? Financial history. You can look at it as like your financial report card is what your credit report is. And so what you should know is that when you are getting pre-screened offers from credit card companies, it's because you have been opted in to the credit bureau system. Kind of like when you opt in for a free guide or you opt in for a free webinar with a name and email address, right? It's the same exact concept. So you're opting in to get these offers, okay? And so if you're opted in and you're getting all these pre-screen offers that says, hey, you've been pre-approved for this credit card with Capital One. Well, you're getting the pre-approval offers because you've been opted in to the credit bureau system. If you want to opt out and you don't want to get those kind of pre-screened offers, then you'll just go to optoutprescreen.com, or you can just call them at 8885-OPT-OUT and you can just opt out. But opt out pre-screen, optoutprescreen.com if you want to opt out of their service and you don't want to get these pre-screened offers. You also have the right to obtain a security freeze. So a security freeze really happens if you don't want just anybody pulling your credit reports without your permission, okay? If you want to authorize when someone pulls your credit reports, then you can put a security freeze on your credit reports so that, it could give you that extra level of protection. Now, you should be aware, though, that putting a security freeze on your credit reports could delay stuff. It could delay mortgage approvals. It could delay loan approvals. It could delay credit card approvals. It has for me, that's for sure, because I have had to put a freeze on my credit reports, especially after the Equifax breach. After that, I put a freeze on my credit reports because I didn't want anybody ruining my credit. I can ruin my credit myself. I don't need anyone else to do that for me. So, you have two different type of alerts. You have a security freeze and then you have a fraud alert. Okay, those are two different type of alerts. A security freeze, for the most part, you can do it $0, no cost to you, and it does not last that long. Okay, it does not really last that long. But if you put a fraud alert on your credit reports, that can stay on there for years, unless you remove it. But that's another level of security that's a lot more difficult to break through once you've already placed it on your file. So I really wouldn't tell anybody to put a fraud alert on their credit reports if, first of all, you're not a victim of fraud, and two, if you want to go and get approved for something, if you do want to do that, then it could really, really prolong your success if you do that. So, just be aware of that. You may also seek damages from violators. Now, here's the funny thing. With the Fair Credit Reporting Act, if they violate any of these that we just went over, any of these rights that you have, they violate any of them, you have the right to sue them. Okay, you have the right to sue them. It says right here. Okay, if a consumer reporting agency, or in some cases, a user of consumer reports or a furnisher of information to a consumer reporting agency violates the FCRA, you may be able to sue in state or federal court. And this is usually up to $1,000. I've actually seen people win their cases. But the problem is that a lot of people make a mistake when they dispute accounts online. Don't dispute accounts online. First, because if you dispute accounts online, they're going to give you very limited options that you can pick from. So the options on there may be, I'm disputing it because the account that's not mine, or I'm disputing it because, I don't know. You just cannot really tailor the dispute to what you're actually disputing. They just give you the the pre-offers or the pre-list. They create a list for you and then you choose, rather than you creating a dispute letter and you getting the results that way. I always say write a dispute letter. If you've never written a dispute letter before, if you don't know where to start, I would highly encourage you guys to pick up our Flawless Credit Guide. It's really a jump start, like a really quick start guide that can help you start building excellent credit scores. In fact, it's the same exact strategies and methodologies that I use to take my scores from a 545 to an 850. So I know that if I can do it, anybody can do it. It's really not hard. It's just a matter of time, patience, and using the right strategies. And so I would highly encourage you guys, pick up the Flawless Credit Guide if you don't know where to start with repairing your credit. Really good checklist, really good quick start to get you started right away. It has dispute letters in there. It has everything that you need to know about the Fair Credit Reporting Act, as well as other consumer laws that you need to know, so that you can start cleaning up your credit reports right away. The Flawless Credit Guide is only $7, so you can pick it up, flycredit.com /guide. That's FLYYcredit.com /guide. I'll put that link in the description in the comments for you guys so that you can check that out, purchase it, and start repairing your credit right away. And then identity theft victims and active duty military personnel have additional rights as well. Like if you go off for duty, or if you're, if you're in the Army, Marines, whatever, branch of military duty you are on, you have the right to freeze your account. You can put a military leave notation on your credit reports. You just have some extra rights that you should know about as a military personnel, or even a veteran. You do get extra rights under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So I really wanted to go over this with you guys, because this is the pinnacle information, the cornerstone, really the foundational information that you need to start repairing your credit. It's hard to repair your credit when you don't know how, if you don't know the methods, if you don't know the resources, if you don't know the strategies, if you just don't know, you don't know what you don't know. And so if you didn't know about the Fair Credit Reporting Act before today, well, now you know. And now you can start using it to start repairing your credit today. Because like I said, it doesn't matter if the account belongs to you. It doesn't matter. It does not matter at all. Okay. All that matters is if there are some inaccuracies that are in the credit report related to that account, then you can get it removed from your credit report because of that. Okay, even if it belongs to you. We do it all day, every day. We get bankruptcies knocked off. We get charge-offs knocked off. We get old delinquent student loans knocked off. We get a lot of stuff knocked off our clients' credit reports. And we help them raise their scores, 20, 30, 100, 200 points just by simple information like this. And so, my friends, if you have any questions about this information, feel free to schedule a free consultation with us at flycredit.com /consultation. I'll leave the links there. It's FlyCredit. And then you can also pick up our Flawless Credit Guide, so you can start getting started with that. If you're really ready to take it to the next step now, if you're tired of waiting, if you're tired of having bad credit and just, suffering from the effects of it, and you're ready to deliver yourself from having bad credit scores, then I would highly encourage you guys to join our Fly Credit University. Our Fly Credit University is a complete platform that we created for our community of members that teaches you everything that you need to know about credit. So in the Fly Credit University, you're going to get access to 6 premium courses. You're going to get access to our Credit 101 that teaches you the basics, the cornerstone, the foundation information. You're going to get access to our Dispute Lab, which teaches you how to dispute negative accounts on your credit. So if you want to know how to dispute bankruptcy, repo, student loans, charged off accounts, if you want to get access to that a Dispute Lab will teach you how to do it. 850 Blueprint is going to teach you the exact steps that I use to build 850 credit scores. You're also going to get access to Money Mastery that teaches you how to budget, that teaches you how I personally paid off almost $32,000 of credit card debt in 8 months. It was crazy. And I didn't even have to make any more money. And I'm going to teach you how to build an automated system around your cash. You're also going to get access to Flip Your Credit, and you're going to get access to Travel Hacker. Those are our 2 newest courses. Travel Hacker teaches you how to tap into credit card rewards, credit card points, take free trips, first class upgrades, 5-star accommodations for $0. And Flip Your Credit teaches you how to make money. Okay, I'm talking about make money by flipping your credit, tapping into the power of plastic, multiplying your income by leveraging other people's money. So you can join us at members.flycredit.com, and we're more than happy to see you in there learning, getting your credit scores higher, and just transforming your overall life just by having good credit scores. I've been amazed by some of the things I've been able to see my students do. My last student, she just paid off $26,000 of credit card debt. That's crazy. And it just, just proves to me that it works. I've got people buying houses, cars. It's pretty great. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to, leave us a comment below. If you want to get some consultations with us, schedule it at flycredit.com/consultation. And other than that, grab our guide, like the video, share it, whatever you got to do. And then I'll see y'all next time. Again, this is Jerry Tolliver with Fly Credit, and I'll see y'all on the next video. Bye.